Always the talk of the town every single year, and this time the OnePlus 9 and the OnePlus 9 Pro have come in early. Now OnePlus says that the two smartphones have taken a giant leap forward in terms of camera capabilities, and also they come with the latest and greatest specs that are focused at improving the performance of the smartphones. Now we got to spend some time with the two new smartphones, and here's our unboxing and the first look at them. Now, if by the end of this video you feel that it was worth watching, so we received the two smartphones in a media kit, which means we also got other accessories like smartphone covers and the new wireless charger. We also got this unboxing knife, which we would be using to cut open the wrapping of the boxes. There's also this man on the moon background, which signifies the iconic lunar landing shots captured by a Hasselblad camera. It's a nod to the partnership between the two brands and also a hint at the giant leap forward for OnePlus, in terms of camera capabilities. Now let's open up the vanilla OnePlus 9 first. It feels like a regular OnePlus affair. You have the red box, then you have the smartphone itself, which comes wrapped in protective plastic. Seems like OnePlus really wants to tell you that it's got NFC capabilities. We received the smartphone in a winter mist color, which looks pretty and understated, but this is a total fingerprint magnet. Another thing to note over here is that OnePlus 9's body is made out of fiberglass and not aluminium, and it doesn't have any form of IP rating, which may be something worth noting. Within the box, you get some paperwork, stickers, a red cable club card, which basically means you get some benefits while buying stuff from oneplus.in. And then you have the SIM ejector tool, a message from Pete Lau, and a soft case for the smartphone. Digging in deeper, we find the rather chunky 65-watt warp charger and the classic Type-C to Type-C signature red cable. Now let's talk about what's new in the smartphone. Well, first of all, the camera module. It's a new look, sure, but the primary camera is the same as the one on the OnePlus 8 Pro, a 48 megapixel Sony IMX689 sensor. The wide-angle camera is a new one, however, and has a resolution of 50 megapixels, and the OnePlus 9 Pro has the same. We will get to that and the whole Hasselblad partnership in just a moment. Other than that, there's a 2 megapixel monochrome camera and an LED flash. Let us know in the comments about your feelings about the new camera module. The front of the smartphone is also left more or less unchanged. You have the same 6.55-inch Full HD Plus display with a hole punch on the top left corner. The hole punch houses the same 16 megapixel sensor from the OnePlus 8 series, so there's nothing new out here either. The display does get a nice 120Hz refresh rate, which should make the experience much smoother. Under the skin, you have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 SoC paired with up to 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage. One thing to note over here is that this smartphone doesn't get Qi wireless charging in India, but it will support it in other regions like the US and Europe. Now let's move on to the big boy, the OnePlus 9 Pro. Similar unboxing experience, but here we are instantly greeted with that huge wireless charging logo, and that's because this smartphone supports 50-watt wireless charging. Moving on, we get similar accessories in the box except the case, which is opaque. It's worth pointing out that OnePlus has opted out of the eco-friendly way of not including extra accessories. Let us know your stance on that down in the comments. We instantly noticed that the OnePlus 9 Pro is bigger than its sibling, but it isn't all that much heavy. This smartphone gets the premium treatment. It is made out of aluminium, so it feels solid, and it also has an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance. If you look closely, the camera module also has an extra camera, and we are getting that in just a moment. You get the same 65-watt charger as the OnePlus 9 and the Type-C to Type-C cable with the smartphone. Now let's get down to the cameras. Here we have a 48-megapixel Sony IMX789 primary camera. OnePlus says that it has worked closely with Sony to make this sensor. Then we have the same IMX766 ultra-wide camera that we saw in the OnePlus 9. Apart from that, we get an 8-megapixel telephoto camera and a 2-megapixel monochrome camera, which completes the entire quad camera setup. For the OnePlus 9 series, Hasselblad has helped tune the colors in still photos to mimic the signature look you typically get from Hasselblad cameras. According to OnePlus, this applies to photos taken in auto and pro mode across the whole camera system. We would get in depth about this in our full review of the two smartphones. Now, when it comes to the display, we have the new 6.7-inch LTPO OLED panel with a Quad HD Plus resolution. It also has a refresh rate of 120 Hz, which is very nice to see on a screen that is this good. On the top left corner, you have a 16-megapixel selfie clicker. Here too, you get the same Snapdragon 888 processor paired with the same RAM and internal storage capacities. Both smartphones also have the same battery capacities, and as usual, there are no headphone jacks in either of the smartphones. So that was our first look at the OnePlus 9 and the OnePlus 9 Pro. Now if you liked this video, do drop us a like and also come down in the comments and let us know if you want more content on these two new smartphones on the lines of comparisons or just, the top new features that are being offered by these two smartphones. And also remember that for all things tech, log on to Gadgets360.